This is News 8 Now, this morning.
These crimes are being originated overseas, and so it's very difficult for us to hold people accountable. So the way that we will get out of this problem is through education of our young people.
It's all about safety for the kids, getting them across the street. When they built that school, there wasn't population out there like there is now, but after the school got built, lots of housing got developed around the school and across the street, and now you got to get the kids across the street.
Oh, there's a lot of excitement leading up to the training and the opportunity to be here for a full day to get to try all three disciplines.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for watching News 8 Now. I'm Dua Estrar.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is February 7th, 2023. Happy Tuesday, Derek.
Happy Tuesday, Dua.
It's a nice surprise this morning. I won't lie, it was really warm when I walked out compared to earlier days.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you enjoying these mild temperatures?
I am enjoying them so much, you have no idea.
It's so nice to see in February, isn't it? One of the coldest months in the U.S. and, of course, here in Wisconsin. But luckily, that's not the case, though, as we are still waking up to some pretty mild conditions outside now. So let's get a check on those current temperature readings. And you can see here behind me, we are well into those mid-30s here already this morning. We're actually pretty close to some of our high temperatures that are expected to occur later today, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But right now, you can see in La Crosse, it's 36 degrees. Same temperature in Winona. Eau Claire right now at 35. Ladysmith a little cooler than that at 34. Viroqua just shy of that freezing mark. Current wind chill is also looking pretty mild. Not too bad. It only feels like it's into the mid to upper 20s here this morning. That's a huge difference from what we were dealing with these last several days. Let's get a check on the satellite and radar picture. And well, I can tell you it's a pretty cloudy start. Lots of clouds that continue to move in from the west thanks to a low pressure system that's still kind of affecting our weather pattern at the moment. But we do expect the cloudy skies that you see now to decrease. So we expect mostly sunny skies to take over around 1 o'clock, and especially by 3 o'clock and into the 5 o'clock hour. You probably won't even notice a cloud in the sky with pretty mild conditions all day long. We'll talk about that plus your full weather forecast in just a bit. Dua?
Thanks, Derek. We'll check in on more weather later, but for now, let's get to some news this morning. Nearly 4 years after a fatal boat crash on the Mississippi River, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources says the original report has the wrong information. On August 17th in 2019, two boats collided near French Sault and the Black River. The initial report said a John boat operated by 41-year-old victim Scott Halverson cut off Keith Mattish's bass boat and failed to yield to the right-of-way at a blind corner. Halverson was knocked unconscious because of the collision. He was later diagnosed with internal head injuries and died from complications from the crash. Authorities used sonar to reconstruct the boat and confirm what actually happened. DNR representatives say Mattish, who was the bass boat operator, should have yielded. With the new information, Mattish was charged with negligent operation and later convicted in November of 2021. One person is injured after a propane fire at Mississippi Welder Supply in Goodview, Minnesota. Responders arrived at the scene Saturday morning to heavy fire on the backside of the building. Employees and the immediate area was evacuated. Fire crews were on the scene until just before 2 Saturday afternoon. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Warnings about financial sextortion schemes are increasing, and Justice Department officials say predators are targeting young boys. The government says at least 3,000 minors nationwide were victimized in 2022, mostly between the ages of 14 to 17. The DOJ says predators use social media to talk to them, eventually tricking the victims into sending explicit photos. Once received, the predators demand money by threatening to release those images to their friends and family. The DOJ says at least a dozen victims have died by suicide as a result of these crimes. Minnesota's Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobson discussed how this is affecting people.
The crime is happening across the nation right now, including here in Minnesota, and unfortunately, time and time again, the consequences have been devastating.
These crimes are being originated overseas, and so it's very difficult for us to hold people accountable. So the way that we will get out of this problem is through education of our young people.
There are things parents can do to help if their child is targeted. Reach out for help before deciding to send money online. report the predator's account, block the account. Contact the FBI. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children can help with getting explicit images of minors off the internet. After several complaints, La Crosse County officials are now considering to lower the speed limit on a county highway near a school in West Salem. At a County Public Works Board hearing, leaders discussed the process of changing the speed limit, which would need approval from the city of La Crosse. Right now, the speed limit is 45 when driving from County B in West Salem towards La Crosse. Committee member Ralph Geary says he recently spoke to parents who live next to Northwoods International School who say people are driving by too fast.
It's all about safety for the kids getting across the street. When they built that school, there wasn't population out there like there is now, but after the school got built, lots of housing got developed around the school and across the street, and now you got to get the kids across the street.
The city of La Crosse is doing a traffic study of County B. They expect to finish the study by spring. Then the city and county can work together to reduce that speed limit. A reminder to area voters, in-person absentee voting opens up today. La Crosse City Hall will be open for voters between 8 this morning and 4 in the afternoon through Thursday on Friday, February 17th. It will also be open for appointments. City Clerk Nikki Elson says the city has mailed out 1,800 ballots for the spring primary.
There's a variety of reasons that maybe a person would not be available on election day to go to the polls. Absentee voting is an option for people to vote before election day. There's a window.
You can also return a mailed ballot between 8 and 4 on those days. If you'd still like to vote early, you can still request an absentee ballot for the upcoming election by February 16th at myvote.wi.gov. La Crosse business owners are celebrating a strong local economy. The La Crosse Area Development Corporation welcomed businesses and community leaders to its 51st annual meeting in Onalaska on Monday. LADCO Executive Director Tim Cabot says this year has been about innovation. During labor challenges, business owners have a chance to get creative. Governor Tony Evers was the keynote speaker, and he shared his administration's goals for Wisconsin's economy.
A lot of good things happening in western Wisconsin, a lot of needs too, and so we're hopeful people will be active in the budget debate so that we get municipalities the money they need and get small businesses the money they need.
LADCO also presented its Distinguished Service Award to Mike Harrow. Harrow is the Community Service Manager for Xcel Energy. He says he's volunteered with LADCO for 25 years.
It's a great organization. It does a lot of great things for the entire county of La Crosse, and I'm happy to be accepting this award.
Gunderson Health System was also awarded the LADCO President's Award for its leadership, collaboration, and reinvestment into La Crosse's area neighborhoods. Heads up for parents, the open enrollment application period for the next school year is now open. During this period, parents and guardians can apply to send their kids to any public school district in Wisconsin. That enrollment period will run until April 28th. We have more information at news8000.com. Over 200 skiers and snowboarders from all over Wisconsin hit the slopes at Mount La Crosse on Monday, where high school athletes had the opportunity to train on high elevation and test out Mount La Crosse before the state tournament. The excitement was clear as student athletes were out there for 7 hours.
Oh, there's a lot of excitement leading up to the training and the opportunity to be here for a full day to get to try all 3 disciplines.
The high school state tournament is coming up, and it's right in our backyard. That event runs from February 17th until the 20th. Well, still ahead on your morning news, AMC movie theaters are making customers pay extra for the good seats. And after a series of airport delays and issues, senators are hoping a new legislation will protect plane passengers. That's all coming up after the break. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Well, nothing says love like Cracker Barrel. The restaurant chain is offering a Valentine's Day giveaway this year. 5 lucky couples have the chance to win free Cracker Barrel for an entire year, but of course there's a catch. To win, each couple has to get engaged at a Cracker Barrel, post a video of their proposal to Instagram between February 10th and 16th, include a caption explaining why there, along with the hashtag #ISaidYes at Cracker Barrel and hashtag contest. Word of advice from Cracker Barrel, follow their official account. Well, don't go anywhere. More News 8 Now this morning after the break.
Yeah, another mild start here this morning with current temperatures well into the mid-30s with feel-like temperatures only into the 20s as you head out the door this morning. And I'm happy to tell you that today will be mild as far as the afternoon is concerned here too, with La Crosse County hitting high temperatures well into the upper 30s to low 40s, which is well above average for this time of the year. And really the same can be said here across our southern zones here too, with high temperatures expected to reach 36 in Arcadia today, 36 as well in Sparta and in Melrose. And to the north, Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls between 34 to 35 degrees. Altoona looking at a high today of around 34 here for you as well. As far as your schoolcast goes this morning, heading out the door, cloudy skies, 36 degrees there at the bus stop there for you. On your way back home from school, we'll be looking at mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will be around 40 degrees. Very mild there. And the dog walking conditions also looking nice here for you. Cloudy skies for the morning, followed by partly cloudy conditions for the afternoon. And lots of sunshine expected late this afternoon into early this evening. We have your full weather forecast that's still to come next in weather.
Hundreds of food products are being recalled due to possible listeria contamination. The FDA recalled a list of ready-to-eat sandwiches, salads, yogurts, wraps, and other grab-and-go products sold during the end of January. The affected products were sold under dozens of brand names. They have a fresh or sell-through date ranging from January 31st to February 6th and a fresh creative cuisine label on the bottom. Symptoms to watch out for include fever, headache, diarrhea, and vomiting. If you want the best seat in the theater the next time you go to the movies, you may have to pay a little more. It's an AMC. Getting there early won't be enough. The movie chain has announced 3 new ticket pricing options that depend where you sit. First is the standard price, which AMC says will be for the most common seats. Middle seats will cost you a premium price, and the cheapest will be up front, straining your neck in the front row. These prices are set to hit all AMC theaters by the end of the year. How much do you love your cat? Fancy Feast Valentine's Day packaging is sold out. It's aimed at people who want to spend the holiday with their special kitty. The Cuddle Collection has a hoodie with ears, fuzzy socks, heart-shaped toys, and a wine glass, and of course, cat food. The price was about $62, and there's no word on whether they will restock. For pet lovers who want an alternative, the Fancy Feast website has downloadable Valentine's Day cards. United Airlines has been fined more than $1 million by the Federal Aviation Administration over a pre-flight safety check that was allegedly not performed. The FAA says United stopped checking the required fire system warning check, making the planes flying from June 2018 to April 2021, quote, not in airworthy condition. United has 30 days to respond to the FAA. An official familiar with the matter said 787 computer performs the check automatically. Congress is considering new rules for airlines after severe air travel disruptions ruined the holidays for tens of thousands of Americans. A group of senators want to pass a passenger bill of rights into law. Chris Van Cleve reports from Phoenix.
With their daughter Emily in a Denver, Colorado hospital over the holidays, Christine Pastor and her husband booked a Southwest Airlines flight for December 26th to be with Emily on her birthday. At the airport, they learned their flight was canceled, and it would be days before Southwest could find them another flight.
We were devastated. We were planning this trip for quite a while, and the most frustrating part is that it was blue skies. All the other airlines were flying, and there were seats available, and we just could not get there. The
Pastors were among the hundreds of thousands stranded during Southwest's meltdown, resulting in nearly 17,000 canceled flights, costing the company about $800 million. Now, several U.S. senators say airlines need to do more to protect consumers.
The goal is to level the playing field for consumers. They're being ripped off.
Senators Ed Markey and Richard Blumenthal introduced an Airline Passengers Bill of Rights aimed at requiring airlines to fairly compensate flyers during airline-caused delays and cancellations. The senators also want to limit fees for bags, seating, as well as for changes or cancellations. This as the Department of Transportation is planning new regulations to prohibit charging for families to sit next to children.
If passengers could receive $1,350 whenever their flight is delayed by 4 hours, I am guaranteeing you there'd be a lot fewer delays.
Airlines for America, the trade group representing most of the nation's carriers, says it is in the interest of all U.S. airlines to provide a positive flight experience for all passengers. The proposed policies in this bill would drastically decrease competition, leading to a subsequent increase in airfare prices.
Southwest has said it is still processing some of the refunds. The airline has apologized to customers like the Pastoras and says it is planning a $1 billion investment into their technology. Well, that's it for your consumer news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast and whether it's flying weather or not. Derek?
Yeah, I mean, if you're heading to the airport now, conditions are looking good. We did see some wet conditions moving overnight, but that has since cleared the area. Right now, City Cam 8 looking quiet, but it is cloudy outside with mild conditions in Eau Claire. You're currently at 35, but meanwhile, Winona's at 34. La Crosse, a bit warmer right now at 36 degrees with some light winds to work with as well. 35 in Black River Falls now, 33 degrees is the temperature currently in Viroqua. Temperatures down south in Bosquebel looking pretty warm at 38 degrees with wind chill factors to work with this morning only into those mid to upper 20s. Definitely feels a lot warmer outside. Temperatures expected to warm up to 36 degrees by noon today with partly cloudy skies, and then expect lots of sunshine by around 4 p.m. Temperatures will be at 36 still, and then we drop down to 29 degrees under those clear weather conditions by 8 o'clock this evening, with forecast highs today expected to mainly be into those mid 30s. La Crosse today could hit a high though of 40 degrees, and you'll be pretty much the warmest out of everybody here to work with today. Cloudy skies continue to linger across the area in association with this low pressure system that we've been watching. This is the same system that did bring us some wet conditions on the roadways here overnight, but a lot of that activity has now exited the area. It's way to the east of us now. In fact, we're seeing some snowy weather conditions across the northern Great Lakes, but that's far from us and not bothering us by any means. Cloudy skies will continue to linger across much of the area through at least 9 o'clock this morning. Our western communities, though, should be in the clear by that time, though. As we fast forward into around 2 o'clock, the clouds are pretty much gone by that point. Drier air works in to get rid of the remaining clouds, and skies will then turn mostly sunny. We'll be looking at clear skies lingering into the evening hours here tonight and also into overnight. Conditions will continue to feature mostly clear skies. Temperatures tomorrow morning into the upper teens to low 20s. Here's what's coming next, though. After that system exits the area, we are watching a high-pressure system that is going to develop, and that's going to give us those clear weather conditions to work with tonight into early tomorrow morning. But out ahead of that system, or behind it rather, is this next strong low-pressure system. And this system is expected to move in our general direction to the northeast over the next couple of days, and we could be looking at the snowy weather pattern on the northwest side of that system affecting us tomorrow night into early Thursday. I'm happy to tell you, though, temperatures are expected to continue to remain pretty mild, and you'll see that here on the 8-day forecast as well, with highs mainly into the 30s and 40s. So we will stay mild around here, but we will be watching again that system moving in on Thursday. That could give us our next best chance of seeing some snowy weather. That's why we do have an alert day there for you in effect. And then dropping into the 20s for Friday, behind it 30s on Saturday, warming back up into the 40s by Sunday and also into early next week with lows mainly in the 20s. Stay with us, though. We're back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. But for now, we are taking a quick break with a look at what happened on this day in history for February 7th. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Blitz. The high school basketball regular season is coming down the final stretch. Just a few weeks until the postseason begins, so these conference matchups are crucial as teams begin to set their sights on the playoffs. Let's start in the MVC Rivals clashing in lacrosse, Central hosting Holman. Riverhawks down 1 in the second half, but Brittany Mislivicek puts in 3 of her game-high 22. Central up 4, but here come the Vikings. Sydney Valiska knocks down the 3. Holman within 1, and the Vikings not done. Gabby Powell going to work in the post, using the window for 2. Holman takes the lead, and the Vikings not looking back. Later in the half, Valiska puts in 2 more. She had 15 in the second half. How about this? Macy Klein, nice drive. Look at the dish to Izzy Jar for the score. Vikings go up 6. Holman gets a big conference win on the road, 65-54. Over in Onalaska, the Hilltoppers in some non-conference action up against the Raiders of Arcadia. Early in this one, Anna Skemp finding Sydney Philbach. Bucket plus the foul. Hilltoppers up 4. Raiders would answer. Bria Golden finds Cassidy Peeler in the paint, fighting through some contact before laying it in for the N1. And then Golden taking it in herself, gets the floater to fall. Arcadia staying in it, but Onalaska catching fire in the first half. Claire Pedretti from deep. That's money. Hilltoppers go up 7. And how about some more? Skemp finds a wide open Ava Breidenbach, nothing but net. Onalaska rolls 67-30. Let's go to Logan High School. Rangers at home hosting Eau Claire Memorial. First half action. Old Abe senior Brenna Lasher on fire from behind the arc. Lasher couldn't miss from downtown. Eau Claire Memorial up 4 early. Rangers respond. This 3 off the mark, but look at the effort from Logan's Jazzy Davis, the senior, with the putback. Home team within 2. But then it's Lasher catching fire again. She knocks down the triple. And how about this? The senior in the corner. Different spot, same result. Old Abe's get the road win over Logan, 64-38. Across the river in La Crescent, Hoka taking on Lewiston Altura. Early on, the Lancers with some great ball movement finds a wide open Kinley Grattan at the top of the arc. She's good for 3. Lancers on top. Luau staying in it. Kylie Verthien kisses the glass, gets it to go. Cardinals keeping it close, but the Lancers close the first half strong. Maya Bubbers in the corner. The senior knocks it down. Then later on, it's Bubbers again, wide open, and that's a mistake. She knocks down another one as La Crescent goes on to win 61-55 in OT. We got a new member of the 1,000 Point Club, and his name is Trey Cowley. The Black River Falls senior reaching that 1,000 point milestone as the Tigers take down Melrose Mindoro 49-38. Congrats to Trey. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Breaking overnight in response to the earthquake that killed more than 4,300 people and injured thousands more in Turkey and Syria. Japan has dispatched a team to aid with recovery efforts in Turkey. According to a statement, the decision was made upon the request of the government of Turkey and in light of the humanitarian perspective. Multiple countries have dispatched a relief team to aid Turkey and Syria. The suspected Chinese spy balloon is grounded, but it's still metaphorically hovering over the United States, especially in Washington, D.C. President Joe Biden said Monday that the takedown of the balloon didn't damage the U.S.'s relationship with China. The Pentagon said similar balloon incidents occurred during the Trump administration. Officials say the Senate and the House are scheduled to hold separate classified briefings about the balloon on camera on Thursday. Just over a year after his death, family members of Amir Locke, who was killed by police during a no-knock raid in downtown Minneapolis, have filed a lawsuit against the city. Jennifer Merrily has the story.
Amir Locke's parents and their team of attorneys announced a federal civil lawsuit naming the SWAT officer who shot the 22-year-old and the city of Minneapolis.
You don't understand the trauma that the families have to go through.
A year has passed since they got the call Locke was killed during a no-knock police raid on a Minneapolis apartment.
Hands, hands, hands!
Body camera video shows officers opening the door, then yelling. Locke was sleeping on a couch under a blanket. He sat up and raised a gun before being shot.
Our son's constitutional rights were violated. His life was unjustly taken.
The suit alleges he was gunned down in cold blood and that Locke demonstrated proper and responsible handling by keeping the handgun pointed away from the officers and keeping his finger off the trigger. It alleges wrongful death, among other violations, while highlighting what attorneys call improper policies, procedures, and training.
And this lawsuit is going to help ensure that Minneapolis will account for this wrongful, unnecessary death.
Prosecutors cleared the officer named in the lawsuit of criminal charges. The city banned no-knock warrants following the killing. Locke's family wants to see the practice stopped in Minnesota and across the country.
This has got to stop. Amir will be the face of banning no-knock warrants.
Absolutely.
He will not die in vain.
In a statement, the city said it would, quote, review the complaint when it receives it. The Minnesota legislature is expected to put millions of dollars towards prosecuting violent crimes. The House is set to give the Attorney General's office $269,000 from the state's almost $18 million surplus, plus an extra $2 million a year on top of the past office budget. The AG's office was down to just one criminal prosecutor when Ellison took office in 2019. This bill will let Ellison hire around 7 new attorneys to prosecute serious crimes.
We're talking about murder, first-degree criminal sexual conduct, arson, manslaughter, serious criminal vehicular homicide.
The money will let the Attorney General's office take on 70 to 80 additional cases yearly. In the meantime, the House voted to add $50 million a year in state funding to add more public defenders and raise their pay. Former 3rd District Representative Ron Kind has landed his next job. The longtime Wisconsin Democrat is joining Washington, D.C. law firm Arnold & Porter as a senior policy advisor. The Milwaukee Journal Centennial reports Kind will guide clients who are dealing with the government on issues like tax regulations and health care. Do you ever wonder what happens when the president comes to town? Turns out it all starts with a call from Secret Service involving the potential visit. From there, work begins for local law enforcement to make sure things go smoothly. It's been over a decade since a U.S. president came to Madison, President Barack Obama being the last. But that's all set to change tomorrow when President Joe Biden will visit after delivering his State of the Union address. And retired UW Police Chief Sue Reisling says the local agencies are ready.
It's 24 hours a day planning. You don't stop. If something goes wrong, they will take the president and be gone. And the local agencies are left to deal with whatever it is that has happened.
In her 25 years as UWPD chief, Reisling has also overseen the visits of a U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice and a number of foreign leaders. The most memorable one for her is the Dalai Lama. Inclusion Coffee Company in Waukesha focuses on giving opportunities for individuals with special needs. One of the shop's employees is using lessons he learns at work and home to continue his mission in a creative way. Emerson Limon tells us about his message.
Hi. You'll hear him. What can I get a gift for today? Before you see him. Medium or large? But one thing is certain. Anything else? When you pull up to the drive-through window at Inclusion Coffee Company. There you go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too as well. Brock Milky's smile is all you'll need to caffeinate your day.
Brock is loved by everybody. He's just got a magnetic personality.
Mary Beth Milky is Brock's mom. How are you guys doing? Her son has been working at the Heartland-based coffee shop for almost a year. Is it almond milk? Taking orders, making drinks. Hi, Brock. How are you, bud? Yeah. I see it. And providing fist bumps.
He loves life, loves everybody, has really no prejudice against anything.
One of 4 children in the Milky family, Brock's situation could be considered unique, but his family's love and expectations are unwavering.
We never put a ceiling on Brock. He was expected to do the same things my other 3 children did. Did it take him a little more time? It did. But for us, time frames are someone else's watch.
It's be 6 to 6:30. A hardworking 22-year-old who refuses to back down from a challenge. You do everything. Yeah. There's nothing that's stopping you. No. Whether it's blending a smoothie at work, shooting hoops on the hardwood, or perhaps his biggest venture yet. What are some different clothes here?
So we have the hats, socks, and then it's called a baseball hat, and then and we have a long sleeve gray.
We were at a fair and he said, I want to do something like that. I want to have a business. And we were like, okay, what? And he said, I want to sell t-shirts. So Brock's 21 was born.
Which one is your favorite?
the whole thing.
Founded in 2018, the Brock's 21 clothing brand is preparing to celebrate 5 years of the catchphrase,
Inclusion for all.
The logo, a combination of Brock's name and the extra chromosome he was born with.
To say you are now wearing an extra chromosome just like me and you don't feel any different, and that we are more alike than different.
So you're showing everybody that everybody can be included.
Yeah, it made included.
An important message of equality, one taking off with a variety of athletes repping the Brock's 21 gear, including football players, a NASCAR driver, and the MVP Volleyball Club.
It's been good for him. It gives him a purpose. And he loves seeing people with his gear.
Liam, Monte.
It's a purpose Mary Beth hopes her son can use well into the future.
SB 578.
To inspire others, no matter what their ability.
And the parents can see, wow, there is not a ceiling for my kid. Brock did this, why can't my child? And that's what we want.
As for now,
do you want lighter, dark, or decaf?
You'll continue to find Brock behind the counter at Inclusion Coffee.
That's to make my customers, my friends, and then, yeah, it's being here, seeing me for a while.
Serving up smiles and drinks, and a message.
Be kind, everyone. Together, we are stronger. Inclusion for all.
Well, this morning we are off to yet another mild start here with current conditions in La Crosse looking like this. It's 36 degrees, but we do have a feel-like temperature now of 28. That's not too bad out there. We have a humidity value of 82%, west-northwest winds, 10 miles an hour to work with. And as we plan your day today, you'll notice that we're going to start off cloudy, but then after that, by this afternoon, skies will then turn mostly sunny, and that should allow temperatures to warm up into those mid to upper 30s. In fact, some of us today may even reach the 40s, like La Crosse County. 40 degrees will be your high temperature this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, mild conditions, west winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. For tonight, we drop down to 21 degrees under mostly clear skies, mild conditions still, and south-southwest winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Everything is looking okay here so far for the morning, but you may run to a few slick spots out there on the roadways. We've been getting some reports here this morning of some of you submitting your reports showing that there is some icy conditions out there. That was probably from the rain that happened yesterday evening, allowed that freeze over here with the temperatures near freezing here in some spots, but then it should clear out though, especially by midday. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures will also warm up, and lots of sunshine to follow up with that as we head into the late afternoon to early evening commute with mild conditions also in play by that point. But coming up in our Buzz Report, the Forgotten Artist in this year's Grammy Award. We'll be right back, plus my 4-weather forecast coming up after the break. Well, it sure is yet another mild start here to the day so far with cloudy weather conditions. Check out the current conditions now in Eau Claire. It's 35 degrees. Also pretty mild right now. Winona at 34 degrees. La Crosse 36 degrees under those mainly cloudy weather conditions. Current conditions right now across the area into those mid-30s. 35 degrees currently in Sparta. Meanwhile, to the south, check out Boscobel. You guys are currently at 38 degrees with wind chill factors this morning only into those mid to upper 20s. So even our wind chills feel rather mild here as you head out the door this morning. 35 degrees with cloudy skies is what we can expect here at 7 o'clock, and then by noon 36 and partly cloudy skies. Notice how we continue to decrease the cloud cover, allowing for sunshine to take place around 4 p.m. Temperatures at 36 and clear skies with temperatures at 29 degrees as we head towards early this evening. Check out the forecast highs today all across the area, looking pretty mild into those mid-30s. Some spots though, like La Crosse County, may hit a high of 40 degrees, well above average for this time of the year. We also have the cloud cover that was kept in place overnight, and that generally kept us warm here, trapping all the heat and energy at the surface to allow our temperatures to warm up. But remember, that only occurs though at night. But over the last 12 hours, I do want to show you that we did have some rain showers that moved through in the wake of that low pressure system that moved through here yesterday here too, which is now positioned to our north and east along the Great Lakes. And they are currently getting some snow showers associated with that low. Also had a frontal boundary pass through, but luckily that system is not really doing too much in terms of our temperatures. As far as the cloud cover is concerned, our western communities will be in the clear by as early as 9 o'clock this morning, and then the rest of us will be looking at mostly sunny conditions as those clouds move out around the 2 o'clock hour. And then the rest of the day heading into the early evening, skies will continue to feature mostly clear skies, not a cloud in sight there, with temperatures then dropping into the upper teens to low 20s at night and also into early tomorrow morning under mostly clear weather conditions. So let's talk about what's happening next here, because as that system exits the area, we're going to be watching this broad area of high pressure that's going to take shape here just off to the south as we head into overnight tonight. That's the reason why our weather will remain nice and clear and calm tonight and also into early tomorrow. We're watching this low pressure system that's going to be developing behind that high, though, and that's going to be moving in our general direction over the next couple of days. And this will provide our next best chance of seeing some snowy weather here by late tomorrow night into early on Thursday morning, which is why we do have an alert day that has been issued now officially for Thursday. So we'll keep tabs on that as things could evolve here over the coming days as that system begins to track in our general direction. Now after that, it's going to get a little bit cool behind that system as temperatures will then be allowed to drop into the 20s for the highs on Friday and also into the 30s on Saturday for the highs. But then high temperatures warm right back up into the 40s come Sunday and also into early next week.
In your Morning Buzz report, Black Panther Wakanda Forever sets a new record just 5 days after debuting on Disney+. The streaming service says the sequel is the most watched Marvel film in Disney+ history based on hours it was streamed. Disney didn't provide exact numbers, but the movie beat out other Marvel movies such as Black Widow and Avengers Endgame. Wakanda Forever was also nominated for 5 Academy Awards. During the Grammy Memorial segment Sunday night, recording artist Aaron Carter was not included. The tribute uses music and photos to honor late artists and musicians who passed away in the past year. Carter, the brother of Backstreet Boys' Nick Carter, rose to fame as a teen with his album Aaron's Party, Come Get It. His name was on the list on the Grammys website, but was not in the televised tribute. The artist died in November of 2022. Well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8.
Yeah, that's right, Dua. We got a couple of birthdays to celebrate today. Our first one is to Jordan, who is turning 8 years old, and Jordan loves sports and hanging out with his friends.
Happy 8th birthday to twins Brooke and Becca. Brooke and Becca love to go swimming and ice skating.
Well, too, so that means there's technically 3 birthdays in total,
Yeah.
so my bad. Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them here.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Look for the Submit Pictures under the Home tab on our website. Well, stay with us. We have everything you need to know. In 5 minutes or less, your Morning News Now is up next. Time for your Morning News Now. Warnings about financial sextortion schemes are rising, and Justice Department officials say predators are targeting young boys. The government says at least 3,000 minors nationwide were victimized in 2022, mostly between the ages of 14 to 17. The DOJ says predators use social media to talk to them, eventually tricking the victims into sending explicit photos. Once received, the predators demand money by threatening to release those images to their friends and family. The DOJ says at least a dozen victims have died by suicide as a result of these crimes. Minnesota's Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobson discussed how this is affecting families.
The crime is happening across the nation right now, including here in Minnesota, and unfortunately, time and time again, the consequences have been devastating.
These crimes are being originated overseas, and so it's very difficult for us to hold people accountable. So the way that we will get out of this problem is through education of our young people.
There are things parents can do to help if their child is targeted. Reach out for help before deciding to spend money online. Report the predator's account, block the account, and contact the FBI. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children can help with getting explicit images of minors off the internet. After several complaints, La Crosse County officials are now considering to lower the speed limit on a county highway near a school in West Salem. At a County Public Works Board hearing, leaders discussed the process of changing the speed limit, which would need approval from the city of La Crosse. Right now, the speed limit is 45 when driving from County B in West Salem towards La Crosse. Committee member Ralph Geary says he recently spoke to parents who live next to Northwoods International who say people are driving by too fast.
It's all about safety for the kids, get them across the street. When they built that school, there wasn't population out there like there is now, but after the school got built, lots of housing got developed around the school and across the street, and now you got to get the kids across the street.
The city of La Crosse is doing a traffic study of County B. They expect to finish the study by spring. Then the city and county can work together to reduce the speed. A reminder to area voters, in-person absentee voting opens up today. La Crosse City Hall will be open for voters between 8 this morning and 4 in the afternoon through Thursday on Friday, February 17th. It will also be open for appointments. City Clerk Nikki Elson says the city has mailed out 1,800 ballots for the spring primary.
There's a variety of reasons that maybe a person would not be available on election day to go to the polls. Absentee voting is an option for people to vote before election day. There's a window.
You can also return a mailed ballot between 8 and 4 on those days. If you'd still like to vote early, you can still request an absentee ballot for the upcoming election by February 16th at myvote.wi.gov. Hundreds of food products are being recalled due to possible listeria contamination. The FDA recalled a list of ready-to-eat sandwiches, salads, yogurts, wraps, and other grab-and-go products sold during the end of January. The affected products were sold under dozens of brand names. They have a fresh or sell-through date ranging from January 31st to February 6th and a fresh Creative Cuisine label on the bottom. Symptoms to watch out for include fever, headache, diarrhea, and vomiting. Heads up for parents, the open enrollment application period for the next school year is now open. During this period, parents and guardians can apply to send their kids to any public school district in Wisconsin. That enrollment period will run until April 28th. We have more information on news8000.com.
And as you head out the door this morning, keep in mind you may run to a few slick road spots out there this morning on your morning commutes. That was from some of that rain and snow that kind of moved in yesterday evening. It was very light stuff, though. All of it's gone, though. We are looking at cloudy skies, though, lasting through at least 11 o'clock. And then by the afternoon, hey, check that out. Mostly sunny skies, highs into the upper 30s. I know Duo really appreciates that. We're expecting the same for tomorrow. High of 42, but we're going to be watching the chance of snow showers moving in Wednesday night into early Thursday. That's why that alert day is in effect there. And then after that, temperatures get cooler for Friday and Saturday. Highs warm up quickly, though, by Sunday and into early next week as highs climb back up into the 40s and lows mainly into the 20s.
You know, since it's getting warmer, Derek, what are you going to do to enjoy the sunshine?
You have to go outside.
You have
just
to.
Take a nice little stroll around wherever, I guess, and get some nice vitamin D in your system.
I think Riverside Park, maybe?
I love Riverside Park.
Me too.
Favorite place in downtown La Crosse. So.
We've got the little bridge right here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I think viewers actually, you know, if you guys do something outside today, enjoy the sunshine, send a picture to News 8 and maybe we can air it tomorrow just to show how people are enjoying the transition from that colder temperature to warmer weather.
Hey, we could show it right on the big screen monitor behind us too.
Yeah, you know, if you're walking your dog, maybe you're at Riverside Park alongside us.
Yeah.
Snap a picture and we'll share it.
Send it our way.
Yeah, well, don't forget to keep up with news of the day on news8000.com, and we'll have the latest updates to today's top stories on News 8 now at noon. Have a great day. Thank you for watching News 8, and we're starting to see, you know, kind of that sunshine peeping through almost.
Yeah, sunrise is getting closer.
All right.